Well, now you've done it. You've let your body run the show, and it provides different chemicals that make OCD symptoms worse. Well, you might not have actually had a choice, but did you know that different hormones in our body contribute to various symptoms such as OCD and even anxiety? And no, I'm not just talking about someone's time of the month, anti-flow from what I've heard some people call it. Guys, this applies to you too. Have you ever wondered why, despite your best efforts, OCD sometimes just feels like an unrelenting storm? It gets worse and worse. Well, today we're gonna unravel the mystery behind it, and I'm gonna give you some tools to weather the storm. We're gonna have to figure out this hormone thing right now. So grab your mental umbrella, because it's about to get interesting. Serotonin. You've probably heard of this one. Low levels of serotonin are often associated with OCD. These are chemicals in the brain. You picture serotonin as the star of the show, the happy hormone. Boost your serotonin levels with activities like exercise, good nutrition, and getting enough sunlight. It's like giving your brain a serotonin smoothie to keep those moods in check. Dopamine. It's another neurotransmitter that may play a role in OCD. An imbalance in dopamine levels can contribute to obsessions and compulsions. When it's stuck at a red light, you need to reroute it. Engage in activities that bring joy and fulfillment, like pursuing hobbies, setting and achieving goals, or even just trying something new. It's like a dopamine road trip with adventures at every turn. Where I see a lack of dopamine is when people don't take these turns and twists in their life. They're not living life. They're taking the same road trip just straight on, just looking around. This is boring. 18-hour drive, looks the exact same. I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. Great. We gotta change things up a little bit. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. Who makes these big, long words? Low GABA levels can contribute to anxiety and obsessive thoughts. You find your inner zen and relaxation techniques like meditation, yoga, deep breathing exercises. It's like a GABA retreat where you relax your way and calm your balanced mind. Cortisol. It's the body's primary stress hormone. Elevated levels of cortisol are associated with increased anxiety. If it's causing chaos, you gotta make sure you sleep, manage your stress, do some mindfulness, maintain a balanced routine. It's like turning down the volume on stress and turning up the peace and tranquility. It's a neurotransmitter that plays a role in the fight or flight response. You imagine serotonin as the green light for good feelings, dopamine as the red light for caution, and cortisol as the yellow light for stress. In the world of OCD, serotonin isn't shining bright enough. Dopamine is stuck at a red light, and cortisol is causing a never-ending traffic jam in your brain. You are caught in this loop of worry and compulsions. So interesting that we have all these chemicals and hormones in our body and brain. And as you can see, the fluctuation of these different hormones affect the way that someone's going to experience OCD and anxiety. This is something that we often have control over. Instead of waiting for hormones to regulate themselves, we do all the things I mentioned earlier. But one thing for sure that I see is when people start changing their routines, they start feeling different. Exercise more, talk to more people, maybe slow down a bit, stop social media use for a little bit, drink more water, sleep, meditate, do treatment, the treatment that works for you. We gotta reroute those traffic lights in your mind. And for you women out there, I've heard time and time again that during my time of the month, I just have all these symptoms, like my OCD gets so bad, it skyrockets. I'm wondering if this is the case for you. Time after time after time, month after month, people can actually be prepared for these moments to take treatment to the next level. They're like, okay, I know during this time, I tend to get these kind of symptoms. I gotta do exposures, or I gotta try some relaxation, or meditate, or I gotta reduce some of these stresses in my life temporarily. I have a plan ready to go. And for those who are pregnant or want to get pregnant or are gonna have a baby, there are so many different hormones happening, which is why some may experience what's called postpartum OCD. It's a drop in estrogen and progesterone levels, and it's an increase in prolactin. These can all be contributed in different ways, and why some may have more challenges and intrusive thoughts than others. Some choose to get regular checkups to understand how their body is functioning, to see what you actually have control over. Something you may do is pull out a calendar. You write a few things down that you're willing to do each day that are different than the day before. Things that are completely out of your routine are better. And allow yourself some grace. Sometimes you just allow yourself to do nothing if that's something you don't do very often. You sit with the uncomfortableness of the thoughts, of the feelings, of the anxiety, and you don't try to figure it out. You allow it to regulate all on its own. Don't fall for the traps of problem solving this thing. It only makes symptoms worse. Treatment is important. To help you retrain your brain and your body, make sure you check out my Master Your OCD online course. That will teach you exactly what to do. It even goes through like, do I need to take medications? Do I not? And what is appropriate for you? I'm gonna link that down in the description. I wanna know your experiences with hormones. Does your anxiety increase? How long does it last? Let's talk about that down in the comments. And click on this video right here for more tips to help you with your OCD or anxiety. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.